Welcome to my channel, my friend. My name is David, and in this video, I'll be discussing self-centeredness / selfishness on your journey to success. So if you're new to my channel and you like personal and spiritual development videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notifications because I release new videos every Monday. And let's get right into it. So I'll give you a little bit of context as to why I'm shooting this video. I am half Chinese, and last night we had our Chinese New Year dinner and we had some family over, and every year we get red packets that signify goodwill or good luck and prosperity for the year ahead. Now, whenever we get these red packets, we always get there's a little bit of a lecture, or more so, not so much a lecture, but just the parent or the auntie or the grandparent will wish you good luck and, you know, just wish you well for the year. And over the last few years, this has been a little bit awkward for me because I have been on this journey of self-development and trying to figure things out for myself and really discovering how life works. And in the process, I haven't been earning the money that I'd earned previously as an accountant. And so people are wishing me good luck, and that's great. But they're kind of wondering, like, are you gonna get this thing sorted out soon? Like, what's gonna happen? And look, it's been a difficult journey. I'm not gonna lie. Some people, we all have programming that's stopping us from achieving things we want in life, and it's particularly around money. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Mostly it's bad. And that's one of the things I've noticed quite a lot. So my mum and my auntie both wish me well, and you know, they kind of understand what I'm going through a little bit, although I don't know if they've experienced what I'm going through. But when I got to my dad, he said to me, it was a little bit of a more of a lecture rather than a good luck type thing. And he mentioned that I was self-centered. And at the time, I was like thinking, that's not my character. I'm not self-centered. But it got me thinking. And so throughout this day, and I've been talking to a friend of mine, throughout this day, I was thinking about this, and I was wondering where he was coming from. Like, is it because I am selfish with my time? And I would say that's definitely true, because I need to invest my time into things that are going to help propel me forward in life. Having said that, I still help around the house. I live with my parents. I moved back home last year, clear some debt and stuff, and help me get back on my feet. So yeah, I still help around the house. I clean the house once a week. I take out the trash and do the recycling and walk the dog when I'm asked and do little odd jobs here and there. So I don't know if it's that. But I looked up the definition of self-centered, and I think it's important to start with the definition. And this is the definition. The definition of self-centered is someone who's preoccupied with oneself and one's affairs. And given that definition, I would have to say, absolutely, I'm self-centered. But is that necessarily a bad thing? Because for what I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to set myself up, and forge a future for myself. Whereas if you look at previously, when this is the first time anybody's ever described me as being self-centered, if you look at my life previously when I wasn't self-centered, where did that get me? It didn't really get me where I wanted to go. So I spoke to a friend of mine, and she said, well, maybe you're justified being self-centered. I mean, if you are doing something like taking care of your future, isn't that very important? And I would have to agree with that. I think it's very important. And so I think it really comes down to, well, is the thing that you're being self-centered around, is that a good thing? Is it something constructive? Is it something that's going to help the world perhaps? Or is it something completely useless, like maybe watching TV or watching movies, or maybe something self-destructive, maybe let's say drinking all the time, just as an example. Now you could argue that if I locked myself in my room for a whole week and didn't want to see anyone and was completely self-centered around doing this thing, and this thing was producing and creating videos that I could put on YouTube to add value to people's lives, is that a bad thing? I would argue no. Now, some may have a different view, but in my opinion, if I'm adding value to people's lives, then that's a good thing. Now, we could take this, many different ways, because everybody will have their own definition, or what they feel as let's say a healthy level of self-centeredness versus an unhealthy level. I think in life is, I wouldn't say it's all about balance, but you do want to find that balance where you don't want to be so non-self-centered that your life doesn't go anywhere, but you don't want to be so self-centered that you cut everything else out and you just focus on what you're doing. Now, having said that, I do believe that it's important to focus on yourself for a good portion of your life. If you work on yourself, then as a result, everybody else's life around you is enhanced. And what I mean by that is if you're working, let's say, on your finances, you're able to provide for your family. If you're working on your health, you're able to stick around for your family. If you are working on your state of being and to put yourself in a really good state of mind, a state of being, a positive emotions, then that's going to rub off onto people that you interact with. So is self-centeredness a bad thing? I don't know, you tell me. Now, so the last thing I want to talk about is really the balance. In life, like I said, we do want to find that happy medium. As someone who was not self-centered before and my life wasn't going in the direction I wanted it to, compared to someone now who is, let's say, more self-centered, but my life is definitely going in the direction I want it to. Sometimes in life, you have to go to the extreme to find the balance. I think most cases you will. You can't just go from being not self-centered or whatever, not healthy enough, to being the middle of the road, in line, imperfect, finding that perfect balance straight away. It just doesn't work like that. Often you have to go quite far beyond and then scale it back so you can find that healthy balance. And life's a journey. We're all learning. So I don't feel like I should feel bad about this, although I did before. But having thought about it more and finding the definition of self-centeredness and thinking about it, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Now, it could be a bad thing. If you're, like I said, if you're investing your time into something destructive, or maybe if you're doing something nefarious, then that's obviously very bad. But if you think about someone who is so self-centered that they only put their time into building a charity or something, then that's definitely a good thing, right? And one of my biggest goals is to be able to, in some way, impact the environment and impact animals in a positive way. So that's really the end of the video. I really wanted to just share this with you and get you thinking. I suppose it's been a learning process for me, and really think about where you're investing your time. I think that if you're investing your time into something positive and you, let's say, have a healthy obsession with it, and it's doing something good for you and your family and perhaps even those around you or people that you don't even know via a charity or something, then what is the problem with being self-centered? That's really it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't liked it, definitely, I want to hear your opinion. Drop a comment below. Let me know if I'm on track or way off track here. I would love to hear your opinion. So take care, peace, much love, and I'll see you in the next video.